What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another video, and today I want to talk about yearly sports titles. Um, if you haven't checked out Intro Champ, the link is down in the description. Excellent intros for your videos, live streams, or whatever the case may be, whatever content you want to put out on YouTube or wherever else you want to put it. Now, like I said, yearly titles. I mean, what can we say honestly? It's a business. A lot of companies been doing this for years. When it comes to EA, Microsoft, 2K, 989 Sports, it's just what it is. And at the end of the day, they're here to make money. But for people like me who feel that to a sense, I want to be attached to the game that I play. I don't want to continue to recycle the game that I play every year. And I've been doing this for a while now, and every time I do it, I get a little peeved about it because, especially with my players, and I'm not a my player type player, but I notice a lot of those guys are saying that, well, I always have to start off with the my player, I have to start over again, make a player. It gets frustrating after a while because you become somewhat attached to that player. Now, for me, I play franchise mode, and franchise mode is the bread and butter of any sport game in general, in my opinion. Especially if it's a simulation style game, it's the bread and butter. You build your team the right way, just like you would do in real life, and you will try to win championships in these games. Now, one thing I love about NCAA 14 is the fact that there isn't another game, and I have been able to be really attached and I have gotten into that game very, very deeply. And I know a good bit about the game, and I understand how it's balanced. I know how to make it balanced, and I know how to make it to be a fulfilling game every time I cut the game on. Now, what you see on the screen here is Madden 17. This is another game that I've come around to say, you know what, this could be the next game I could use just like NCAA 14. Now, if you look at the footage as well, you can see that there's nothing crazy going on the screen if you're paying attention to the gameplay. Very good gameplay. Shout out to the people in the community who have used sliders and whatever the case may be to make the game run fairly decent. And I know a lot of people, feel their ways about EA. That's another story for another day. But for what I want to talk about is basically just having a game that you can pop in and play and don't have to worry about upgrading or updating for a very long time at the very least. Now, on Twitter, we was talking earlier, a couple of guys that I know, they were basically talking about how well they're attached to their 2K19 franchise mode team. Shout out to WTFOS, a couple of other guys. I'll try to put their Twitter in the description so you guys can check them out. They're pretty cool dudes. And at the end of the day, they're like, look, I like playing these games so much to the point where I don't want to necessarily go to the next game. And at the end of the day, we're entitled not to. We don't have to go to the next games, but I wish the developers would keep that in mind when they're building these games. But like I said, it's a business. It's not viable for them. They're used to getting that annual revenue, and in some cases they have to continue to try to make the game fresh for for other gamers. But for gamers like me, like I said, WTF, other people that are offline franchise mode style gamers, it's basically getting to the point where we just want to play franchise mode, and we feel that this is the way to go for our personal gaming needs. Strategizing, trying to find out what we can do to beat the CPU and make it a way where the CPU is actually tough enough to continue to strategize and try to be successful with the team that you make. And I just think it's so satisfying when you're able to do that. There were times when I took teams in NCAA, a small team, turned them into a somewhat 4 or 5 star powerhouse, and it was very difficult for me to say, hey, should I take the job to a bigger school, or should I continue to make this program a bigger school and make them as prominent as one of these other really big colleges. And I know, like with the Atlanta Falcons, I play with them on pretty much on all of my NFL games, and you know the shortcomings of that team. And for me to rewrite history and try to do it in the correct way is so satisfying when I'm done and actually was able to, let's say, win a Super Bowl or whatever the case may be. I mean, I just think it's the basic thing about sports, winning a championship. You know, I mean, you play to win. And I know, like I said, this is for franchise guys, players, and people who want to play under these circumstances, and they yearn for a great franchise mode. And it is what it is. I know there's other people who want to play strictly online with friends. They want to play online franchise with friends. They're one and done. They may play an entire, few 4 or 5 seasons until they go to the next game. But like I said, for me, I'll become attached to that team because it's my baby. It's what I built. I built this team the way it is, and I think at the end of the day, um, I'm going to continue to see myself just play these older games and just run the franchise modes the way they are because the quality of the games are good. You know, uh, they run very well. You get very good outcomes within the game with nothing nothing you don't feel cheated because you have a whole community behind some of these games that are actually trying to assist and help the games along. Now I know some people are going to continue to say, well, it doesn't matter what you do, that certain games are just going to be broken or whatever the case may be. Certain things in games just not going to be what what you want it to be. There's always going to be shortcomings because of the people who make the games. Yes, that's just how it is. I mean, my co-host Bills and DJ was just talking about NBA 2K19, which I think is a flawless and phenomenal game. I think it's a beautiful game. I don't think there's too much wrong with the game. But when you have situations where other people see different things, it doesn't necessarily make them wrong. It's just at the end of the day, everybody has their own preference, and for me, I want to continue to play 2K19. I want to continue to play NCAA 14. I want to continue to play Madden 17. I have an NHL game I like to play. It's just I want to continue to just go back to these games instead of worrying about playing another game, worrying about patches, worrying about updates, worrying about, just other people tampering with my game. And I think at the end of the day, I think my best solution is just, just continue to play what I have. I think at the end of the day, a lot of us are spoiled. Even the ones that are playing playing online games. You don't really realize that some of these games are actually really good, or you can make them very good. You don't necessarily have to bash and boycott every game that you see that comes out from EA or whatever the case may be, or the NBA Live guys bashing on 2K and vice versa. It's just you just find your niche. You find what makes you happy and you run with it. I think at the end of the day, I think it's a win-win when you weren't run that way. And for me, you know, my gaming with sports titles has been fantastic, at least for the last 5 years. Because I said, you know what? I'm just going to play NCAA 14. I'm going to play NHL 14. I'm going to play, NCAA basketball 10. There's like a group of 5 games that I want to play, and I'm just enjoying playing it. So guys like me, I feel that I'm always going to be happy. You know, just let me know what you guys think. Is this the way that a prominent way to play games? Or do you all constantly have to be online? Do you feel that I'm just stuck in the past, or do I just want to be entertained and enjoyed by my lonesome? Because I feel that I always play best when I play by myself. I like to chat with people in the chats, but playing online is definitely a little bit out of the way for me. For me, it's just a lot going on there with servers, people being trolls, the online capabilities is maybe not that strong, and you just never know. And you see how things going with this whole streaming thing. People are starting to think about streaming is the way to go, but you see some people, their online capabilities is just not there. Not even to talk about cap datas. I mean, that's another story. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know. I may have been all over the place with this, but hey, it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys take care. Peace.
He's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
On second down, here's Carr. Throw left side to the tight end, Walford. And all the way in. Touchdown.